So the programming idea for determining how many rings are going to be there is we would drive over the rings and we'd have a distance sensor looking down. So distance sensors are very similar to...
You're going to need 3 inches clearance. Because that's how high a 4-stack is.
Okay.
So you're going to need at least 3 inches.
At least 3 inches. So let's say 4. That's kind of high up, but this is the best solution we've come up with so far. We could try using vision, but last year's vision system wasn't that great.
Well, in that video we just saw, there clearly was something, but we'd have to figure out what that was, and we might have to contact somebody or ask on a forum.
Yeah. But we've found a program called Jaybird, which is got a pretty good vision system, better than what we were using. So we could use that. But we're thinking about using distance sensors similar to ultrasonic sensors, where it measures the distance from the ground up to the thing. So if it's 4 inches, up, we'll know it's 4 inches from the ground.
What if instead we had 2 distance sensors? One of them would be to detect if there's one, and then a second one would be to detect if there's a second, third, and fourth. So if
almost
both of them come up 0, then we know. And then if the bottom one comes up, then we know it's 1. And then if both come up, then we know it's 4.
So the difference between your idea and my idea is yours might be a little bit more accurate just in general, just because you don't have to line it up exactly on each ring. But then there's you have a thin line you have to line it up on, this line. Where mine is you have almost a thin line, but it's a circle almost. You have to line it up. I think consistency is going to be the problem.
Well, I just think it'll be hard to design a robot with 4 inches clearance, because that's going to mess with the chassis.
Yeah, and then one thing I hadn't thought about, Mason, until you showed me that video and we were talking about this again, is that if we're having the robot where it's having a slant to the ground and it's picking things up, it's going to need to have a pretty low clearance.
Yeah, so we'd have to have an intake on one side, and then if we wanted to do Mason's idea, the other side would have to be raised up. And if we used that chassis that Mason sent me last year, that was going to be our endgame bot, it could work, but our shooting mechanism would have to be high up, and it could work. Or wait, if we built our chassis in closer, a smaller chassis than the 18, we could technically just stick a distance sensor on the outside, but then it could be bumped by other robots. So we might not necessarily need to be under it.
Yeah, that could work, making it smaller. But I think, if you're looking at, I recommend, I'm looking at my monitor.
Or we could stick it in between the wheels.
KETTERING3D, Kettering. I recommend looking at their Twitch channel. They posted a video 30 hours long of them building their robot. 30 hours or 29 hours in or 30 hours in, you can look at their robot. And they have a plexiglass bit that flips over that allows them to grab the wobble goal or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it's wobble goal.
And we could put the distance sensor on top of the wobble goal. Or we could try and put a camera on.